Yo, you rocking with Culture Over Clout podcast.
Going to work every day exhausted.
Yeah.
It looks like showing up, waking up every morning tired. Mm-hmm. And you got enough rest.
Hey, y'all heard it over here, man. Culture Over Clout podcast. We out here, New Orleans, having a good time.
Mardi Gras 2023. Y'all with Culture Over Clout today. We up here in the city with everybody. Oh, the car is going kind of fast. I'm going to have to hop off in a minute.
We got to create a platform where we don't have one. We got to be a voice for each other, man. That's the only way to get it. If we're not doing that, then we ain't doing shit.
We doing a lot. You know what I mean? We're doing a lot. And if you like, not price match, but age match, you know.
Because, you know, I've been playing basketball my whole life and then got into it collegiately.
Tune in to Culture Over Clout. Shout out to Culture Over Clout! Baby.
Culture over clout.
Fact.
Everything is for the clout. Like, where is the culture at? Where are the real artists? Like, A-Roll here. Like,
God.
come on now.
I started my lock journey just because I wanted to, be more Rasta.
Shout out to Culture Over Clout. If you're not listening, I don't know what you're doing.
I think everybody's just looking for something to just go viral. And it's like, what's the message?
Do you see all of this culture out here?
Tune in to Culture Over Clout.
Welcome back to the Culture Over Clout podcast. You know, it's your girl Deja. I know y'all love to see my face every day. And I have a special guest here who has multiple businesses, doing a whole lot of things out here in Houston, making it happen. Miss Tay,
Hey.
how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm doing
So, like I was saying earlier, you do a plethora of different things. I know you cultivate a lot of events around Houston. I know you have Cliterate, you have Healing Girl Season. You also have business management business that's coming up and growing. Can you tell us, first of all, just tell us a little bit about you and your background, and then we'll start to move into everything that you do, the whole list of everything that you do.
Well, so I am Houston by way of Florida.
Okay, you're from Florida.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Uh-uh.
You can take the girl out of Florida, but
you can't take the Florida out of the girl.
You know what
Huh?
I'm saying?
That's
So
crazy.
Yeah, I've been here 17 years. So
Mhm.
technically, it's up to certain people. Some people that are not from here, they're like, you're from Houston. But then people that
Yeah.
are from here, they're like, you're not from Houston.
Right.
You know? So it's kind of like a...
Mine is the same way. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, but I moved out here when I was 12. So it's like half and half. So when I tell, I'm like, well, I was born and raised out there, but yeah, I've spent half my life out here too. So I guess I can say I got the best of both worlds.
Exactly. I moved out here when I was 15.
Wow.
So now I've been out here longer, but it's still, I mean, that's what, like, the huge basis of your life, majority of your life, through all the things of, like, how you process things, your traumas are based in that time. So how does it not count that is a crucial time. That's a crucial time that I was
And
there.
what brought you to Houston?
My grandparents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my grandparents, and family matters, but my grandparents mostly. My grandparents. So I came out here to stay with them and cut up.
Not cut up. Oh, Lord. Tell us about your cutting up days then. Shit.
Well, I do have a 15-year-old, so...
So you had your son in around like 15 or 16?
16. Well, I was 16 when I got pregnant, 17 when I had him. So like when 16 and pregnant was coming out, like that first year, I was pregnant. I was 16. I was like, damn, I should have knew. Wish I knew about this. Y'all have been famous.
I wanna be famous. I'm screaming. TikTok is gonna be the death of me, but like, Lord have mercy.
My daughter literally just sent me an audio message of her saying that on audio message.
It's like I have a love and hate relationship with TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok, it's such a huge distraction for all of us. It's not even just one generation at this point. It's literally
everybody,
all of us.
My mom sends me TikToks and reels more than anybody.
I'm screaming.
More than anybody.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, I got a cousin that sends me, it ain't even just TikTok, it's Instagram. If I kid you not, he sends me just a plethora of stuff, just back to every day.
But see, sometimes so much stuff just seems so relatable.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of
so
it seems relatable,
relatable.
but at the same time, a lot of it be bullshit.
Yeah, oh, no,
like
absolutely, absolutely.
and we always get caught up in the bullshit.
Yep,
We can never focus
absolutely.
on what's actually going on in the
Mm-mm.
world. It's just I
It's what's
don't
wrong
know.
with our it's what exactly what's wrong with our generation right now.
Facts.
Like literally. I see it in my child, I see it in my family, my younger siblings, like in this generation around me.
Mhm.
It's like so obvious how negatively it affects us, but
Facts.
you know, but they're using it to their advantage because it's working.
Surely is.
It's working. Like
Surely
if you're
is.
looking for some method that, and now I mean we have no other choice but to be on there ourselves to put our businesses
Mhm.
and let people know
Mhm.
who we are. So it's like we have no choice, you
Right.
know.
So that kind of brings me into our culture over clout. So I like
Yeah.
to do a segment. I like to do a segment called culture or clout,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna give you a specific topic, and you can tell me whether it's for the culture or if it's for the clout.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into the culture or clout.
Ooh, I like games.
There we go. Okay. So your culture or clout today is OnlyFans.
Ooh.
Do you feel like OnlyFans is for the culture, or do you feel like OnlyFans has its own culture? Or do you feel like people are really getting into OnlyFans just for clout?
Okay, so it's multiple things I feel like. So OnlyFans, I feel like it, of course, it started for as its own culture because of what it provides. You know, you are paying people to see them do things, whether it's pornography. Of course, that's what it's predominantly known for. But you can see them do other things on there. But of course, it's what it's known for.
Right.
So I would say OnlyFans is its own culture for sure. You know. But a lot of times, I feel like it has an impact on our culture.
Yeah.
But a lot of times that people are on there is not to say the people that are doing the things are clout chasing, but then you see like some of these celebrities that kind of get on there and kind of take away from the people that are earning, you know. So I feel like it's a mixture, but definitely its own culture in itself.
Yeah.
Definitely its own.
I feel like OnlyFans OnlyFans did start off as people really trying to promote their businesses and do things like that, but then it got caught up in the mix of sexual things and just different things of that nature. I agree with you. It's really like kind of in the middle.
Yeah, because I mean, it just depends on who's doing it, what they
Right.
doing,
What they're doing
what it
exactly.
is.
Yeah.
Because it's certain ones I'll be like, I know damn well.
Right.
What you
Right.
doing? Like, so I feel like it's a mixture of both for sure.
Got you. So let's get into Cliterate. Can you tell us exactly about Cliterate? What Cliterate is? What you doing around the city of Houston with Cliterate? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Cliterate. Cliterate is a company that I started to cultivate sexual intelligence. I wanted to create a space where people could genuinely learn. I realized in general in life, a lot of people have the fear of saying that they don't know what something is or know about something.
Yeah.
And with sex being so taboo, that's one of the main things that people like to act like they know about, you know, or go based on what they see based on pornography or what they've heard from somebody. So my whole thing is I'm big on facts. Like I'm a very literal person when it comes to learning, when it comes to understanding. And I know that growing up, a lot of the decisions that I made as far as like just what I thought I knew, not even just like engaging in anything, but just like what you hear your cousins and people around you, your friends say, you believe them. You know, growing up, anything, even your siblings telling you adopted, like, you know that's not true, but you gonna believe it just because I keep telling you. You know, you keep hearing it. Like,
that's
am
me.
I?
That's my
you
sister. I do that to my sister. Mind you, my sister is 8 years younger than me. So when she pissed me off, I'm like, that's why you was adopted anyway. Like,
and after a while, she started really crying about thinking she's really adopted. And I feel like it's the same thing with knowledge, you know, especially around the sexual realm, especially like before. Now with social media for sure, but even before social media, it was like that prominent when it was just us growing up and just word of mouth or reading things, or you know, we really never put the intention on learning things correctly. We just went based off whatever we heard because of course we had no secondary to follow up with. A lot of people can't go to their parents, can't go to your grandparents.
Hell, I know a lot of people whose parents didn't even have a conversation with them about sex because I don't know why a conversation about sex is so uncomfortable for people. It's like we all have sex. Like what's the problem?
Yeah, I feel like people don't enjoy being uncomfortable, and I feel like a lot of times with parents, as a parent now, being vulnerable with your child is sometimes the hardest thing to do. Even though it's the most necessary, sometimes it's the hardest thing to do. And talking to your child about something that you don't want them to do, but now you're talking about it, so now you feel like you piqued their interest in some way, or I understand in a way of the apprehension, the uncomfortable. Like, it's still uncomfortable for me to talk to my kids about it. You know, that hasn't changed. To my friends' kids, it doesn't matter. I don't feel like, oh my God, this is such a, like, I don't not feel those butterflies. It still happens, but it's just more so the delivery of it, you know, figuring out what you say. Or I would say now that I have friends with kids, having a trusted other adult around is very helpful, because I didn't have the sex talk growing up. My grandparents were very religious. My mom didn't talk about things. So I think having a trusted adult around, even to have that conversation with you, where you know, that can kind of help in the realm of, you know, teaching these children the proper way.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the reason why with Cliterate, I'm so heavily based on being on the sexual intelligence realm. It's not just the fact of I want you to have sex. I really want you to be knowledgeable about what you're doing in all realms. And understand that sexual intelligence isn't just physical. Excuse me. Sex isn't even just physical. Like, it can't, it's happening in the physical, but it's affecting so many other factors in you, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, you know, all those things are hurting, whether they're helping, hurting, hindering, whether you're a hindrance and you're putting energy on somebody else. I think that what I wanted to do for sure with Cliterate was to make a difference and be able to give people a space to feel safe to discuss those things and to ask the questions, or to even give a subject they want to learn about, and we kind of dive more into it. You know, so many times people don't want to look for the information, but they also trusting TikTok. TikTok is not a great.
It's not a reliable source.
It's not a reliable. You know, these are all independent people.
Edu.
Thank you. So that's my whole thing. You know, and of course, in our Black communities, a lot of, I mean, teenage pregnancies in itself. I.e. a teenage mom. You know, so I think that spreading the knowledge and children knowing the real facts about things, that allows them to make better decisions. Now, mind you, they still might, of course, make those bad decisions because we're all human, but to have that knowledge base in your mind, so maybe a few years from now, you'll be able to apply that because you'll remember it. So my whole thing with Cliterate is to give that space to people. So with the events that I curate, what I basically do is open the realm to two different things about your sexuality. So we have holistic, you know, we have psychedelics, we have canna, we have performances, demonstrations. We do interactive games. I'll play games like What the Vulva, where you anatomically name the correct parts of a vulva. You know,
that sounds so fun,
right? It's so like, and it's a fun space, but it opens up the realm for you to be curious, get to know people that might be curious, or might be more, or might be experienced in something that you're interested in. And it's not saying you're there to, oh, it's not a sex. And people are like, oh, it's a sex party because you're saying high frequency or naughty list. Like, no, it's not a sex party. It's a space for you to become open. It's a space for you to come in, have a great time. You can hang out, drink, you know, toke if you want to a little bit, network with people, engage with people, talk to amazing vendors. Tons of Black and brown businesses and small businesses in Houston are amazing. You know, we pick the best people to be in the building, and the energy is always amazing. The people that are there are always amazing. We have full demonstrations, like a kink demonstration. We talk about kinks and fetishes. We do burlesque.
BDSM.
We do pole. Yeah. So we try to open the realm to let people know what it is, you know, because a lot of times in our culture, they think that, you know, when they think BDSM, oh, you just like to get, you want to need to beat the shit out of you. You want to tie me up.
Don't
so
have no education,
like,
no kind of knowledge behind it.
Exactly. And it's so much more than that. You know, with the BDSM, it opens up the realm to transparency, you know, and honesty, because to be able to engage even with your partner in any type of realm, whether it's not even just spanking them, but even if you're just practicing more intimacy with them, you have to be transparent and vulnerable. So we just give that space to kind of you to have it to where you can be like, okay, I did like that a little bit. Let me look more into that. Or let me hit her up and ask her if she has anything that she can, you know, kind of recommend to me, or anything like that. Or you're meeting somebody there that's experienced, then you can actually talk to them more. You can actually gain a mentor, or you can gain a relationship with somebody. Like, there's so many connections that have been not even sexual, just amazing business connections, friendship connections of people over the past 2 years since we've been doing Naughty List, that are still connected to this day. You know, so it's a space for you to come in and genuinely be yourself. You can dress sexy if you want to. I dress sexy as hell because that's what I want. It's
And we love to see
You know
it.
what I'm saying? I feel good, you know. So I
Yeah.
just, you know, come whatever you feel comfortable in. You come and you have a great time with amazing people.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what the space I hold. That's the main thing for this space is to create a space for you to come in and be yourself.
Gotcha. So you mentioned the naughty list and you also mentioned high frequency. What is the difference between the two?
So there's no difference. What I did, Naughty List Exchange started in 2021. That's what I called my events.
Okay.
But every Naughty List Exchange had an edition. So it was like Naughty List Exchange Organic, Naughty List Exchange Secret Edition, Naughty List Exchange. I just had Naughty List when it first started. So it just kind of basically was like additions to it. So like it kind of was like a basis theme, kind of like so. So when I came up with High Frequency is an addition of Naughty List, but it's kind of taking its own realm.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like kicking Naughty List to the curb. But I understand, I enjoy it in a way because it is a new wavelength that we're on. You know, the Naughty List Exchange, while it is the same goal of the part of what I do for my events, it holds its own in a way. It's more sex education based. When I first started off, doing a little demonstrations, but it was like a party, like tons of over 50 vendors, packed out DJs, which we still have, but this is more, I'm giving people more of a show. So we have a lot of our great, amazing vendors. We have the holistic vendors, everything available, but we're having a show for you. You know, I have so many people that reached out that want to be a part of these performances. Yeah, these people, Houston's full of talent.
Sure.
And it's crazy what it's full of. And then the erotic talent that we have, like as far as like, you know, just the kink and BDSM realm. And then I just want people to be able to embrace who they are sensually. You know, our sexual energy is creative energy, you know, and the taboo of it, I want to kill it. And I want people to know that is the most powerful realm. When your sexual energy is charged, that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm out here horny and fucking. No.
Right.
When I'm sexually charged, that means my mental, my physical, my spiritual, my emotional are all into play. And they're all combining and coming to play. And my sexual energy is zooming.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what it is based on. So I want people to be able to come in and feel that when they come in. And it's not, you can come in by yourself, you can come in with your friends, you can come with your partner, and it's still not going to be uncomfortable to whatever realm you're sitting in. You know, so you're not feeling like, oh my God, they're trying to do this to me. No, you're just coming to literally sit here, whether you want to sit here and not talk to anybody. 9 times out of 10 somebody's going to come and talk to you.
Right.
But you know, but you're there enjoying yourself, and you can be curious, and you can ask questions, and you can laugh, and you can do those things, but you're also captivated by this talent that is in this building.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like the demonstrations and performances that we're gonna have this time, like we always have great every talent, and a lot of them are back again, but wow, like.
So when is the date for high frequency?
Okay, so the next High Frequency is on the 29th
of
September.
Y'all still got a little bit of time, okay?
A little bit of time. Early bird tickets are gone. Okay. But you still have time for tickets, right? We do have a promo code out right now, and I'll actually make a specific promo code for Coach Over Clout.
For sure.
So then you'll get a special discount. So if you're watching this, you get a special discount. So High Frequency is happening on September 29th. It's from 8 p.m. to midnight. High Frequency is a space that we've curated to give people what they are not even expecting that they need. I feel like a lot of times we have this weird expectation on what things should be, or what things should be, but what they are is actually what they need to be. So with High Frequency, I create a space that where you really don't know what you're gonna get, but what you get is exactly what you needed to get.
Gotcha.
So it's amazing. We have amazing vendors. We have some amazing performances. We have burlesque. We have sensual dance performances. We have a heel dance performance. So I do have Goddess LaPortia is doing a performance, and she's doing a sensual, erotic, burlesque-esque healing.
That sounds sexy.
Yeah. So she did a performance at Sex Down South. It just happened a couple weeks ago in Atlanta. So she went out there and she did this amazing performance. So she's working on another one for us. We have full kink BDSM demonstrations. We have an electro massage demonstration.
Do you teach any of these?
I'm teaching about sexual intelligence, and I'm actually a sub for the rope.
Really? That's called a bunny, right? Okay. So how's that being
another term?
Got
Yes.
you. So do you have you always been a sub? Because
Mhm.
I would actually seeing you, I would
Mhm.
think that you're a dom
Yeah.
rather than a sub.
I'm a switch.
But okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Huge switch. I think it depends on who I'm around. But for rope, I honestly don't rope play in public at all.
Mhm.
This would be
Mhm.
my first time participating
Oh
in any
wow.
rope play in public at all.
Mhm.
Even my last event, I was a sub for. We did a mini kink BDSM demonstration,
Mhm.
and with Sir Sugar, and that was my first time being in public either. Like I'm here, but I
Mhm.
don't really dive into those realms of my life out.
So what made you want to go ahead and start doing it publicly?
So the demonstrations I want people to do
Yeah.
for us, but sometimes they ask me,
Mhm.
it's more like, Divine my friend who's actually doing the rope, he has tons and tons of years of experience,
Mhm.
and he tied and he rigged and suspended at Naughty List like last year, and we had a VIP private room, and he did a whole
Got
yoni
you.
massage, and he is
Ooh, a
very, very,
yoni massage.
yeah, it was crazy. It was
Ooh.
crazy. Yeah, yeah. It was crazy. So we had an amazing time, and so this time when we connected and we're talking about it, he was like, "Would you want to be this up?" And I was like, "Yeah, I could do that." And I feel like it's kind of like an example of kind of getting out of your comfort zone. I think people
Yeah.
have this misconception on me of because I teach sexual intelligence that I'm like this high strung freak and I'm
Mhm.
I know I'm doing, but it's like I'm not that.
Not like that at all.
No, I mean, I of course as human nature, and of course from what I learned, of course I'm very open to exploring,
Mhm.
but I'm not it, and I think that's been a big hindrance in general in just in the realm of dating for
Uh-huh.
me. That's been something, but we'll talk about that later.
Do you think that based on what people see on social media, they get that kind of vibe from you, or just that they get that kind of vibe from you but from just your personality?
I think both,
Mhm.
honestly. I'm me
Yeah.
regardless, and
Yeah.
I mean my sexual energy is what it is. It's
Yeah.
who I am. So I don't really try to tone it down or not be myself
Mhm.
around anybody. I'm
Hell
very,
no.
I'm very responsive to people. I'm big on eye contact.
Yeah.
I'm like a soft toucher. I'm engaged with you. I give you my full attention. So a lot of the times when I do engage with people like that, men or women, it's kind of misconstrued as me like, pushing this onto you, but
Mhm.
it's not. I'm just being myself. And other
Mhm.
sometimes it does make people on social media, I guess, feel uncomfortable,
Yeah.
about it, or think that I am this hoe. That's a big thing.
Mhm.
Like, oh, yo, she just out here hoeing. Like, just because I'm out here living my life freely,
Right.
it's not like I'm
Literally.
not on here. I'm not on here sucking dick. I'm not on
Right.
here
Right.
getting bent over. I'm not disrespecting myself. I'm not doing anything to embarrass my kids. Now, mind you, they might be a little embarrassed for some of the things that I do, but especially my son, because he's like, that he knows what I do. He just kind
Uh-huh.
of is like,
How does your son? Well, how old is your daughter?
my daughter's 6.
Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
So
No.
focusing on the son.
Not yet. She's
How
learning. She learns anatomical. Like of course,
really?
anatomical terms of what a vagina is, what a penis is,
Mhm.
like all those
Yeah.
things we talk about. She knows where babies come out of.
Mhm.
She's fully understanding of
Mhm.
that. So we talk about that. But as far as like, no, not yet. Not yet. I'm trying to.
So how does your son feel about what you do? Does he is he standoffish about it? Like does he not want to talk about it? Because for you to even be teaching
Yeah.
Cliterate,
Mm-hmm.
like of course you do have the sex talk with your children.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you actually give that talk to them? Like is it uncomfortable for them? I know
Yeah.
you said like there's like that like kind of like butterflyish kind of feeling going into it, that nervousness, but how do you actually have that conversation with them?
Well,
Or with him, I
with
should
him.
say.
Okay, so with him, I had his conversation with him when he was 11.
Mhm.
I was nervous as hell, and I kind of was like, "Has your dad already talked to you about this?" Because me and his dad, we're divorced, so we
Gotcha.
were, we had him very early. So when we talked about it, I kind of just asked him what he knew. Of course, he's like, "I don't know anything," so I just went through the whole spiel.
Mhm.
Now, I mean, then he was uncomfortable. I was just like, "Well, we have to talk about these things." Now, as he's gotten older, the whole basis of my instruction is just him understanding what consent is,
Yeah.
respect,
Yeah.
protection, using protection,
Absolutely.
because he is, I know for sure sexually active,
Got you.
so he doesn't he's not the biggest fan. I could definitely say that. He's just like, oh, my mom just does what my mom does. You know, he's just like, she's just always gonna do what she do. You know, he's just to the point. Like at one time, I had all these toys for this big event, and I was like so overwhelmed, and he was like, "Do you need me to help you?" And I was like, "I just need you to take them,
not cringy. Do you need me to
put
help
them
you?
back in the box. You know, just put them in the box." And he's like, he just did it like it's so fast. I was like, "I need you to do it." And he's like, "I'm just trying to get it." So I feel like in a way he does. You know. I feel like it's uncomfortable for any teenage boy to have their mom teaching sex education. You know, I know he doesn't tell his friends who I am or what I do. I really feel like he shields me from his friends to not, because, you know.
How does that feel for you?
I feel like you ashamed of me.
Oh,
I'm like, why don't you want to let me know? He's like, nah, my friends, like I meet everybody, but they see me as like not this. You know, they see me in like regular picking them up from school type deal, but. Definitely, like he's like, my friends don't have to say anything about you.
And I know that you do have I mean, you own an e-commerce sex store. So what is the name of your sex store, and where can we find
So it's
the
Shop
toys
Cliterate.
Okay, Shop Cliterate.
Shopcliterate.com. And it is a full sex store. So I have over 15,000 items. So everything that you would find in any sex store, I have available on my store for literally a fraction of the price.
That is dope.
And Black owned. You know?
Y'all hear that? We gotta support the culture.
You know, we love a good price, because if you knew, in the sex market is so profitable because they mark up upwards of 300 to 500% of all their items. So an item might be $10, but marked up it's over $100 something for it. You know, you have no idea, just because nobody really knows what they really sell for as far as going to suppliers, etc. So yeah,
that's
crazy.
what's up. So let's get into Healing Girl season. I saw a few of the events, and I'm like, I have to go to one of these events here. I have to get one of the journals. Man, no, this looks like an amazing event. So I know that you and I think your best friend
right here, Courtney. Yeah,
Courtney put it together. If we could pan on Courtney, I definitely would. Courtney like, no. So how did Healing Girl season start?
We started Healing Girl. We actually just celebrated our 1-year anniversary
in August, right?
Yeah, in August 26th. Yeah, so August 31st was technically our 1 year, but we all celebrated on August 26th. We were actually sponsored by Quotes, Willowbrook, which is a restaurant and bar, and they supplied all of our food this time. It was absolutely amazing. I have to touch on that because everybody busts down on that food. They was tearing that food up. It's kind of crazy. So Healing Girl, we started it a year ago. Courtney and I have been best friends for about, I would say, like 7-8 years. 7-8 years. We've been best friends, and we've gone through a lot of different things in life together. But one thing, our traumas have always been different, but they've been the same at the same time. If that makes sense. It's like we walked two completely different paths of life. But when it comes down to it, a lot of the traumas that we have are based around the same things, whether it's family, whether it's parents, whether it's relationships, a lot of the things we do have in common. And through a tumultuous breakup that she had, and then this phase of life that I was going through, Naughty List had been in for like a year, and I'm divorced. So I was going through, just in the dating realm and just trying to figure out life in general, and single motherhood, and dealing with a teenage child, and her dealing with workforce, her dealing with life, her business with Beat It Bay. We have all these emotions and these traumas that we're trying to work through as women. And we're seeing all these event spaces being hosted, and we're like, where is the real community for women? We want to provide what we give to each other to other people. We want other women to be able to connect and have this space for themselves as well. So we started Healing Girl season. We call it Healing Girl season because of the fact that most of the time the traumas that we are learning or healing from are childhood traumas when we were girls, when we were boys. So that's why it's not Healing Woman season, because we're healing girls, because we're healing our inner child.
I love that.
Amazing, right? And then we chose season, of course, because this summer it was like Healing Girl. That's what it started as. When I was thinking about the other day, it was hitting the summertime, and we're like, this is Healing Girl summer. We're not Hot Girl summer in it. We're Healing Girl summer. And we're like, dang, we call it that. But I'm like, we should do something like to last, because it's summer. It kind of limits us,
Exactly.
So seasons, and of course in life, everything is a season. Like we said, the ebbs and flows of what we go through in life, the ups and downs. It's all different seasons. We're always going through some kind of transformation in life. So Healing Girl season came about and we started putting together these events
Mhm.
and it grew way faster than we expected. We outgrew our space and now we're home. Our base home is in Shape Community Center, which is on Alameda, which is an amazing, amazing historical Black community center.
That's what's up. And I know that y'all also have intention journals. Can you tell us a little about the intention journal?
Yeah, I can listen. If I tell you the blood, sweat, and tears that go into these intention journals.
Uh-huh.
So the intention journals were created to supplement what we discuss.
Okay.
So based on whatever we're actually going to be discussing in Healing Girl is what I base the journals off of. And it is an amazing journey. I've cried over these journals.
I just know it. I know it. It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it, and I know that you probably reflect on all of the traumas that you've already been through. You like it. It feels like everything that's put into Healing Girl season and these intention journals are probably just things that come from personal experience.
Literally.
So it takes for you to put your whole heart out there and actually be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And allow yourself to be vulnerable to put on these kind of events and these different things.
That's man. Yeah, that's literally. I mean, most of the time when what we talk about is literally what we're going through in that season as well. So it does take a huge amount of vulnerability. I think that was the thing that for both of us took a lot. People don't realize like, we literally put ourselves out there. We talk about where we fall short. We talk about the things like the true life, how things are rough, whether it's going through financial things, whether it's going through relationships or family or with our kids, all that we discuss all that and we show up for them in our purest form. So that's what we look for. And I think that's why our community base has been as amazing as it is because that's what we do. We show up as ourselves in every realm. And with the intention journals, they're just basically based around the subject of witch. Now that we kind of like the main topic almost like shadow work has been a couple of them. We've had some 30-day challenges. We've also done the last one we did was boundaries. Before this last one was boundaries, and then our 1-year anniversary journal. Ashley Simeon, which is a good friend of ours. She's a makeup artist. She's a creative stylist as well, and she's also an artist. And she actually did these custom coloring pages for us.
Oh wow!
So the healing journal, the journal had a prompt, and then it had her coloring pages following every one. So it was a mixture of a journal and a coloring book for the 1 year anniversary.
Dope.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we do have them available on our website, so you can always download them. And if you have an iPad, you have a MacBook, you can use your planner, as a digital journal.
Yeah.
But we do bind them and everything for you all to have for free, and it's included for free when you buy your ticket. So the intention journals come to you. Whoever is in attendance gets a free journal.
That is amazing. That is amazing. The things that you're doing in Houston, like that's crazy. And I know that you also did Healing Us, right? So that included the men.
So we did a Healing Us, and with that, we invited the men. We both had a ton of men reaching out to us in our DMs, like, "Hey, you show some space for the men." Blase, blase. We're like, of course, this is what we've always wanted to do, but we just don't really have a man that to
because as a woman to try to facilitate something like
it's
that,
not the same. It's like a battle of the sexes type of thing, and then men don't show up in their true vulnerable, their vulnerable state because we're still women at the end of the day, and a lot of the men's fears is to not have it thrown back in their face later on, and that to me was the hardest thing as far as like us doing so like the turnout for the men was a nice decent turnout, but we feel like it could have been better, but with the men, it was contradicting for both the men and the women. So some women didn't want to come because they felt uncomfortable because a lot of their traumas were with men, right? And then men felt uncomfortable just because it's being vulnerable in front of women, and who wants to do that for sure? If you're on a healing path, you're not really comfortable with yourself anyways yet.
Yeah.
So it was a nice turnout. We definitely are looking to continue and do a Healing Us. We want to focus on just the men's hosting space, but as far as us finding a man to host the space, that's where our challenge is. So like we're trying to do something for the men. Of course, we'll have the supplemental everything for it, but trying to find a man that like sees our vision and is on the same page as far as what we want to bring to the table for Healing Men season. That's what we're kind of like on the like, we want to host a space, but we want to host a space in its best form.
Gotcha. So then with so back to Healing Girl season,
Mhm.
when you do have these events, how does it start? Like when people are coming in and everything, how do y'all even start the conversation? How
Okay.
do things go? How do things flow?
Oh, so we do a guided. So we it varies what we done. Like our first Healing Girl season, we did trap yoga. We did trap yoga for our first Healing Girl season. Then we also did we did some restorative yoga. We've done some somatic processing sessions, which is the deep.
What's a somatic processing session?
So a somatic processing session is when you go and do deep stretches to release the sacral chakra.
Okay.
So a lot of our traumas are built up in the pelvis area, which is our sacral chakra. And you do those deep stretches to actually get rid of and release those, right?
Yeah.
So we had that before as well. We had Natasha do that a couple times. We've had Camille come out and do yoga. The past two, Courtney and I led. The prior one, we did some stretches. And then I did a more guided meditation on the last one, just some restorative stretches, something real simple, but really kind of getting people in that mode. So we kind of like not lower the mood, but we kind of set the tone and the energy in the room. And then we'll kind of take an intermission for people to network and talk to each other. We have a few vendors. We have jellyfish.
I saw that post about jellyfish on your Instagram.
Yeah.
And she has a new product that she's promoting,
Yeah,
and that's the psychedelics, correct?
Yes. So
Got
jellies
you.
and
Okay.
psychedelics. She has she's psychedelics plus more.
Gotcha.
So, but she has a psychedelic journal that she actually created.
Wow,
That's what
really?
so that was that little booklet. So that's what the whole promotion is she has this awesome psychedelic journal that guides your trips. So
That's crazy.
right, and
I
it's
would love that.
amazing. So she's gonna have them at high frequency. Y'all should come.
Got you. Okay.
Y'all should come. I'll put you on the list.
For sure.
I'll put you on the list.
I definitely want to come.
You should definitely come. So she also offers microdosing available. So if you want to be there and you want to microdose, she tells you the strain and what it does, and she offers little jellyfish to you to microdose. And then once we come back, everybody pulls up their mats already. So while everybody's networking and putting out the chairs and we're making the circle, putting out the journals, putting out whatever goodies we have for them. And then once they eat and get to talk, get the mimosas. So we have unlimited mimosas. Every time it's unlimited mimosas, so we have a nice feel going.
It's a nice night. It's a nice event.
Right?
I hope to see y'all there.
Listen, and we have a plant manifestation station as well. So the plant manifestation station, you come and you actually get to plant your manifestation and take it home with you in your plant.
Wow.
Yeah. So you get to come, and then once we kind of rile everybody back in, and then we by then the dosing, your mimosas are kicking in, so it kind of kills that little anxiety to be in the moment, to put you in this space, and you come sit and we just start talking, and it's an open group panel discussion. So it's not me and her talking and we're talking to them the whole time. It's never that. It's basically us starting to talk about something, a subject or whatever we have on our agenda, and then people just give us feedback, and we always go through common courtesy, house etiquette, don't talk to somebody else talking, such like that, because we respect everybody's space and what they have to say.
Do people ever come in like really closed off at all? Really? That's how it starts off, and then they kind of open and
I feel like yes. So
release throughout.
It can be throughout, or it can be multiple sessions. So I've had
Gotcha.
somebody that's come. We've had somebody that's come like maybe a few times. In the first couple of times, they don't say anything, but then the next time they come, they're talking. You know,
Gotcha.
so it's never people come in. Some people just don't talk at all. They're just there. But the people that don't talk at all are usually the people that reach back out to us on Healing Girl, and it's like, that was an amazing impact on me.
Yeah.
And it isn't based on. And I always tell people, when we're talking about it, we're like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to come in here to talk. You don't have to come in here to tell us all what you have going on. We just want you to come here and be a part of it.
Yeah.
Whether you're not talking, whether you're not engaging, that's up to you, whatever's comfortable for you. But we want you to come in and just be. Don't judge anybody for what they're saying or what they're talking about, for
Absolutely.
sure. But
it's
just
a safe
be.
space.
This is literally the safest space for women that honestly you could have. Like the stuff we've talked about it's amazing, and at the same time, it is a lot. It's a lot. It's a huge energy exchange, So for that, it's always something that the energy is never the same, but the feeling that I know we both feel, the feeling that we have after having one or talking to people, and it's just like it's like a weight is lifted off your shoulder almost. You don't realize how good it feels to just kind of just say it.
Yeah.
Like I've had times where I'm just like, y'all, I'm not my fullest. Like the one before last, my aunt we had pushed back the one before last because my aunt had passed away. And her funeral was the day of our Healing Girl.
Oh,
Wow. So
wow.
that session after that, I was like, hey y'all, I'm here,
Right.
I'm here and I'm trying, but I'm still not my fullest.
Right.
I'm not my fullest self right now, and I can come to you
Right.
right now and be real with you with that, because this is the
And
space
not
that I know I
always
can
say
do
I'm
it.
good. Somebody asks you
Yeah.
how you doing, not
I'm
always
g-
saying I'm good. Like,
that's
nah.
not the answer. And I think
Yeah.
that is a goal of all of our relationships, for myself for sure, that I want to be able to ask my friends how they're doing, and they don't just tell me they're good.
Right.
I never want my friend to just tell me that they're good. I want you to tell me, like, hey, I don't know.
Those are the
Oh,
ones that be suffering in silence.
exactly. And I used to be one of those. I used to be one of those
Same.
people that wouldn't express how I felt. I couldn't express how I feel. Like,
Mhm.
how would I even think about being comfortable enough to tell
Mhm.
you how I feel, so you can
Mhm.
try to use it against me or judge me for how I'm
Mhm.
feeling? And I had to break out of that.
Right.
But
Why
that
do you think that feeling even starts though? Like even feeling like you
rejection,
can't. Okay.
rejection as a kid, I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of times our parents discredit our emotions.
Very much so.
I'm a culprit of it sometimes with my, even as a parent, I
Yeah.
can honestly say sometimes I'm like, why are you so it's not that big of a deal, but to them it is. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? To them
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
so I feel like, and I try to, that's something that I actively work on to catch myself, because just because I'm frustrated and I don't feel like it's a big deal, I can't
Mhm.
discredit you for feeling that way, because now as an adult, I have a problem with saying, it took me so long to be able to express how I truly felt. Now
Mhm.
people are like, you a little too raw for me sometimes. Like,
Mm.
sometimes you certain stuff you just don't have to, like, be honest with. I'm like, but why?
Right.
Why, when I fought so long to get to this point?
Why
Why I
are
gotta
you
start
fighting for me to
now?
not just be me
Yeah,
through and
yeah,
through and
yeah.
authentically?
That's
That shit
it.
is so
Yeah,
frustrating.
it is. It is. And people, and a lot of times we say that we want this honest, transparent, vulnerable space with
Mhm.
whoever, friends,
Mhm.
relationship. But
People
when
ain't
it's
always
given to
ready for
you, it's
that.
not. You're not.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me literally, I wish you would have lied. Like,
Wow.
what? You would
Not you just told me you wish I
you
would have lied to your face. Huh?
like what?
What?
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, so and then, in the area of what we do, just having women, me and her as friends, we go through shit together.
Yeah.
We go through shit running parallel
Mhm.
to each other. And we also go into shit together because we're friends at the end of the day, and we deal with each other so much.
Yeah.
So we are going to bump heads. We are going to not agree on things.
Mhm.
And so I think that through our time of being friends, through the years that we've gone through those moments to where, now we know we're acknowledgeable when we need to take space or when we need to do certain
Mhm.
things. We're like, okay, as adults, we know shit's not always going to line up. And as business partners now, friends turns business partners, it's always going to be, at some point, something's not going to be like where we're just eye to eye,
Yeah.
But I think this is just a learning process for us both, and to be able to show up in a space and tell them this is what we're doing, but
Mhm.
we're trying to host this space for you imperfectly,
Yeah.
but we're giving you what we got. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We're showing up for y'all. We're showing up, trying to show up for each other. We're trying to show up for our family.
And based on what y'all doing, y'all are doing an amazing job. Y'all are killing this shit for
Thank you.
real.
Thank you.
For
Thank
real.
you.
And just to touch on that, I know it has to take a huge team for y'all to pull off this stuff. Is it just y'all?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So her mom usually helps prep with fruit. When we do fruit, her mom will help prep. Her mom will come and help us out. One of my sisters usually come and help us out set up. But as far as the basis of what Healing Girl is, no, it's just us.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And that's a lot for y'all, but y'all are really
Mhm,
killing this shit.
mhm.
Like, I don't
Thanks
even
so
know y'all
much.
enough, and I'm like so proud of y'all for doing the work that y'all are doing
Thank
in
you.
Houston.
Thank you.
That's amazing. That's a
Yeah.
really amazing thing.
Thank you.
Is there a specific age group that can come to Healing Girl season? Just to put it out there, because I know a lot of people
Yeah,
probably do want to do it.
so we're looking to actually do a healing little season. So moms or parents or whoever
Mhm.
could bring their daughters or son with
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
We're looking to do that moving forward, but right now it's just 18 and up. If
Gotcha.
you have a teenager that's like 16, 17 and doing like going through that moment in that
Mhm.
time in life,
Mhm.
it's necessary.
Yeah.
Then if somebody reaches out to us, we're definitely open. We've
Yeah.
had a couple younger people come because they're family friends and they were going through a
Gotcha.
season, and we kind of wanted them to see the community and see what it was, and
Mhm.
so that is open to discussion,
Mhm.
right? Pending cases, but mostly 18 plus.
Gotcha.
You know.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then solution management.
Ooh.
Let's talk about it.
So I started solution management early this year. I would
Uh-huh.
say early this year. Myself with Cliterate, I had to learn a lot about business without having the degree. You know, I have an associate's. I work in corporate America. My 9 to 5 is corporate America. I work
Got
for,
you.
you know. So as far as in entrepreneurship, I knew not really much about it, you know. So having to do all the research on my own, I didn't have the money to pay somebody else to do my stuff for me.
Yeah.
So what better way than to do it if you don't do it yourself? So I've,
Facts.
you know, so
And
I spent,
I would rather learn it my goddamn self before having somebody else do it for me.
and then steer me wrong at that. You know what I'm saying? So with the community, I feel like it's a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to our businesses.
Yeah.
So what I do is I basically help other businesses, other minority businesses. So whether you need help with getting an LLC, whether you need your tax ID, your taxpayer ID, giving you the resources that you need to connect with other people, like as far as like if you need an accountant or certified, you know, CPA or anything like that. So basically, I'm like the middleman, whether I can help you do your business management and run your business as far as getting your business started, and then giving you the resources to continue on and get, you know, deeper help as far as I don't do taxes or anything like that, but I have resources and people that can.
That's dope. I love it. So how is it? First of all, okay, she just mentioned that she's a corporate baddie too. Okay, so how do you work a 9 to 5 and then have so many other things that you're juggling at the same time?
I don't know. The answer is I have no idea. Half the time I'll be losing my mind. You can ask her. I'm always like, let me see if I can fit this. And then trying to have, you know, be a parent and balance social life because you have to have a social life to be out, for people to know who you are, to have people even engaging with you at your events, you know. So I don't know. Jesus.
Right. Jesus
you
is
know,
always the right answer.
You know, I mean, that it has to be. I don't know. I mean, I try to find a balance.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of picking what is a priority at a time. So it kind of it's like a wheel. So depending on what's going on in the stage I am, what month, whatever event's closer is what I'm focused on, hyper focused on. So right now I'm hyper focused on Cliterate because I have high frequency coming up, right?
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, we just secured our next date for October 21st for Healing Girl season. So now I'm already thinking of concepts for our flyer.
Yeah.
Already reaching out to get our sponsors to talk to them. So it's like
it never stops.
It never stops. So it's just like I just kind of hyper focus on those tasks and try to get them done when I said I am so that I can move on to the next thing because work it is in itself. I'm an auditor. So I read. I'm like government regulations, rules, requirements.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. That's a whole other thing in itself.
Shout out High Frequency, shout out Cliterate, shout out Healing Girl season, everything one more time, just a quick little recap because we need to be at these events, baby.
Okay, so the next event, High Frequency is on September 29th.
Okay,
from 8 p.m. to midnight. The area, you're actually 5 minutes down the road from
for
here.
real?
Yes, so
I'll be there.
You know, it's in the area. It's in it's going to be an amazing event. So we have the demonstrations, right? We have all these performances. We have these demonstrations. We have an amazing photo booth. It's a red carpeted event.
Ooh.
We have all these amazing holistic vendors. We have interactive games. So our sponsors for this event, Avow Texas is an abortion pro agency, nonprofit, excuse me. And they always sponsor us for both Cliterate and Healing Girl. So this time they've given me over 200 amazing goodies. And I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's over.
Because buy your ticket and go.
Right, because buy your ticket and go because you're gonna get it for free. And you probably need it with the way y'all be moving out here.
Okay.
And then also Slapwoods sponsors us. So Slapwoods is, I don't know if you know, they're like the cigar.
I was just about to ask you what Slapwoods.
So Slapwoods is like backwoods, so like the cigars, but they're Slapwoods. So they're actually a local business out here, and they're actually nationwide now. They're everywhere in smoke shops. Okay. Amazing cigars, they're already
the pre-rolls.
Not pre-rolls. They're already like, what do you say that word is? They're just like 5 cigar wraps. They're cigar wraps.
Oh, the wraps. Okay.
I'm not thinking of the word of that. Yeah, they're cigar wraps. So we're sponsored by them. So they gave me a whole ton of goodies as well. I have a lot of merch to give away.
Okay.
And then you come in and you have these amazing vendors. We have, like I said, these holistics. We have tarot readings available. We're going to have our tattoo artists in the building offering flash pages. So I don't know if you see, it's a mirror. I don't know if you see my arm, but the tattoo artist who does my sleeve, who's also sponsored us for a Healing Girl season and offered these awesome, there we go, this one. who's offered these tattoos.
Did y'all get that together?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah. So he offered these. We went to the tattoo shop and got these before Healing Girl. But this is for mental health awareness.
Wow.
You know, some Project Semicolon. Yeah, for suicide and wellness. Yeah, suicide. So he offered the tattoos during Healing Girl season for everybody that was in attendance. So we went ahead and got ours beforehand. And then he's also back for Naughty List to do some splash page tattoos because he has his shop open up in Midtown. He's actually was one of my first clients for solutions management.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I helped him do all of his certifications and everything he needed to get done to open his shop.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so super dope, full circle, right?
All right, y'all. Y'all see Tay, hit her up for literally everything.
Literally everything. Literally anything you need, I have a person for it. Like, it's crazy. But that's that's probably one of my favorite things of being out since 2021 and engaging in building these connections with people is the fact that we have somebody for everything. So what else High Frequency has also is there's no smoking allowed in there.
Okay.
So what we have is an outdoor toke room. So Jellyfish actually sponsored our toke room. So we're gonna have a huge tent outside for actually go in and smoke in. That parking lot is huge parking lot, free parking. Valet is optional.
Come on.
You know, we have a full bar, premium bar, full restaurant, full seating for everybody. We have the stage performances. It's going to be amazing. And our capacity is 500. So this is this building is as big as similar to the size of the building for the original Naughty List. The Naughty List buildings were huge. We sold out over 400 plus at those buildings.
Wow.
People in there.
Wow.
You know, so the last High Frequency had over 250 people there, and our AC went out.
Damn.
That morning of, yeah, so it's wild. So, but everybody stayed and supported, so I support everybody who sweated through it, you know. And as far as Cliterate goes, Cliterate is, of course, the creator, which I am the curator of, and that's what hosts High Frequency, and what Cliterate does, cultivate sexual intelligence. Our Instagram is at Cliterate_. You can shop Cliterate.com if you want to shop for our
and that's where the merch is too, right?
Well, so yes, everything that you can buy for your products is on shopcliterate.com.
Okay.
Our ticket site is on a different ticket site. Our ticket site is High Frequency. The link is in my bio. If you go to my Instagram, and I'm gonna send you the link because it's long to say.
Yeah, because I'm gonna insert the link.
Okay, perfect. It's really long to say. I'm like, it's highfrequency2.rsvpi.com. I type it so much that people, it's like I have. And then also we have Healing Girl Season. You can follow us on Instagram at Healing Girl Season. Our website is also healinggirlseason.com, and that's where you can purchase all the previous journals. We are actually currently working on. I might be behind on adding the latest journal onto the website, but it's gonna be there soon. So we have all of our previous journals available on there, and solutions management. Of course, if you have any questions like that, you can reach out to me on my personal Instagram, which is Ayote.
Got you. All right. Thank you so much, Tay, for joining us on the Culture Over Cloud podcast. I really enjoyed you. And I plan on coming to High Frequency. All right. Yes. Meet me there. Don't beat me there.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Be so hurt. Beat me there. Don't meet me there. Yeah. Tripping. Y'all, it's been a long day.
Yeah, filming is fun.
And if y'all want to get like a sneak peek of what you will get into at High Frequency, let us know because we will definitely be in the building and we will film for y'all. Thanks for tuning in to the Culture Over Cloud podcast. If you or someone you know is interested in joining us on the show, send us an email at cultureovercloudpod@gmail.com. We welcome business owners, artists, cultivators, and people of different backgrounds and cultures. Remember to subscribe to our channel, follow us on all social media platforms, and share. We'll see y'all on the next episode.